I'm not the biggest Mad Dog Russo fan. However, he said something that, Monique McNutt, she was on there with him, and I think it was Kimberly, one of them, they all tried tag team. I forgot who it was. One of them was in there. And they questioned him when he said that the eyeball test tells him that Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback he's ever seen. And he talks about how long he's been around. I tell people this all the time. I don't need to see a lot of body of work. I've seen athletes in my lifetime, or performers or entertainers. I got a sample size. I said, tell me all I need to know. I'm not claiming to be no Nostradamus or the Mr. Maxstradamus, but sometimes you see somebody and you just know that they bad. Like when I saw Tiger Woods, when he won that match, I said, I just knew. I sensed that. Sometimes, just like when I watch Barry Bonds, I don't care what nobody says. He might be the baddest athlete I've ever seen in my life across any sport, period. Because I've not seen someone that was so dominant they sport that you just really had no answer for him. And he was just like a scientist at what he did. But Mahomes, when you play like he played at the level he played and how he wins, and they kept on yesterday talking about, well, he's due for a loss. He could lose, but he's got 3 rings. Been to 4 Super Bowl, he got 3. And the only person that got him was Brady. And they had to hold on for dear life in that AFC Championship game because those 2 3rd and 10 plays that they converted, because that would have been Mahomes going to a Super Bowl. He's been sitting at the AFC Championship game his whole career. Let that sink in. He knows nothing less than the second week in January. Let that sink in. He spends most of his time hanging out in February, playing. Not like Dak Prescott collecting awards, talking about on the field collecting. Come on now. You're not seeing something that, this is what I talk about. And I'm going to have to say it in here too. Caitlin Clark might have a great career. We'll see how that turn out. But this is a career happening right now. This is where you get rewarded. Remember when Mahomes signed that big old $300 million contract? Like, how that look now? And it wasn't that good of a deal, but look how he looked now. They win this year, he'll 3-peat. That has never been done in football, which is the hardest sport to 3-peat, I might add. And there would be no questions if he 3-peats, he's the GOAT. And he might be mentioned as top 2 or 3 greatest player ever if he 3-peats, because I'm going to tell you something. You ain't seen another quarterback that's dynamic. And we talk about the racial components of the NFL with black quarterbacks just really shining in the last 15 years because he's the example of it. Think about it. When I talk about 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, even we got the Randall Cunningham and Doug Williams, but it wasn't no fanfare. You get to the 90s and Steve A. McNair, then you get to Michael Vick 2000. This is a recent phenomenon. So imagine how groundbreaking he really is, which I already know. I remember when he was in college, and I said, this cat's got something, but I didn't see it like this. But when I saw him his first rookie year, I was like, this guy. I mean, sometimes I can just sense it. Sometimes you see a guy. I remember when Steph Curry, when they won their first chip, I looked at his shot, I said, this guy's something else. I just knew. I seen some guys I just knew. Knew they just had it. And he just gets better with time. And he's so focused in detail. And I agree with Mad Dog. He's the best quarterback I've ever seen. Now look, I hold Brady in high regards, because you can still call him the GOAT and say he's one of the greatest players ever, and Joe Montana, big time. But I ain't seen nothing like Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he's like Curly Neal, Steph Curry out there with behind the back, the moves, got that madness of gonna get it done. Doesn't make any excuses. We're in an era of like LeBron James and people who like to stack teams and dream teams. He loses Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill gets knocked out in the first round with Miami. And arguably Tyreek Hill is one of the 2 or 3 best players in all the NFL. And a top flight receiver and a guy who could be MVP consideration. But Patrick Mahomes goes to Super Bowls and wins chips, while Tyreek Hill is sitting at home eating chips. So you tell me. And I'm with Mad Dog on this one. The Mahomes eyeball test don't lie. There's something pretty special about this cat. And if he three-peats or not, you got a feeling he'll win at least a couple more. When it's all said and done, he will be an argument for greatest player ever. Not just quarterback, but player ever. Because he's running roughshod over his generation. It ain't even close. Joe Burrow's had one run-up appearance in the Super Bowl. That's all he got to show for it. And he's a really good quarterback. Very good. Almost great. Josh Allen, great talent, but can't get over the hump. And I don't know if it's just the coaching and the styles. We'll see what happens without Diggs this year. Lamar Jackson, any other year with 2 league MVPs, with his skill set, what he do? But he's in the era of Mahomes. That's the glaring reality. That's the glaring reality. You know, they're going to get to a point where they ain't going to talk about Aaron Rodgers anymore. Because that bad man resides in Kansas City. That bad man is making you forget about Peyton Manning. That bad man is making you forget about John Elway. That bad man that made you forget about Brett Favre. That bad man then surpassed a lot of cats you remember. And the scary part, he don't even stat pad. What's going to happen when he gets cold stat padding to keep on with his postseason success? Because you see him and Kelsey moving up the charts as far as wins together, and with him and Andy Reid. And we don't even talk about the combination him and Andy Reid, quarterback and head coach, where that will be. Because they one ring away from winning to matching Montana and Bill Walsh. You remember how that was heralded? So I'm just going to keep it 100. I'm with the eyeball test with Mad Dog Russo on that one. Mahomes is the best quarterback I've ever seen. I'm seeing it today. Because I ain't seen no one get down like him. But anyway, tell me what you think. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments. And I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like. And please that membership. Because when you do the videos you request, I get them back to you. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay clear, stay cool, stay calm, stay fresh. I'm out. One time. Peace.